their knowledge and their experiences with everybody else so that we could all get mutual benefit from that and help each other get to that next level, whatever that next level may be. If you want to climb the corporate ladder, if you want to start your own company, you just want to get a chance to meet some really amazing people and have a nice Tuesday evening once a month. So that's what we're about. It's an open invite kind of environment, and like I said, collaboration, support, and division. Just keep thinking about that. We saw an opportunity to exemplify the collaboration part here. I just met this gentleman, Dante, who is actually going to introduce our speaker because he's actually friends with. I'm going to go ahead and let you take that.
Thank you very much for the warm introduction. First, I want to say welcome to all you. It looks like a great space, so whoever had the creative thoughts and putting it together looks phenomenal, and props to all of you. I saw the opportunity to say a few words about this kind gentleman that you will see speak in a second. It goes from spending some eventful nights in the city, having a good old time, to getting down and dirty to work, because he just does that. He puts his head down and does exceptional quality work. I mean, when you define quality in the dictionary, his face pops right next to it. To the highest standard. That's just the way it is. And so, I want you to applaud very loud. Like make everyone in here, even the people that were here before in all those stores, they need to hear you. I just want to say, you can find him at Mr. Fresh on Instagram, Twitter, and his real name is Patrick Henry. Don't tell him I told you that. Patrick Henry. All right. But he does a phenomenal job. So without further ado, give it up for Mr. Fresh.
Thank Dante. You did a great job introducing me. My name is Rich Freshman. I'm Lee Taylor. I'm glad to be here tonight. How's everyone doing? Good. Sweet. That was so lackluster. So let's try something. Let's try something new. We're gonna all say amazing on the count of three. I like that word. How's everyone doing? 1, 2, 3.
Amazing.
Doesn't everyone feel better? I feel better? All right. So I want to talk to you guys tonight about. Actually, the flyer says I'm going to talk about subconscious branding, which is amazing, but who the hell knows what that means? I mean, I know what it means, but I want to do something that's a little bit more relatable. All right, everyone in here, we're all in some particular industry. We're all here to make some money. Otherwise, we'd be at home watching TV. Is that right? All right, okay. So rather than focusing on subconscious branding, which is important, we will touch on that, the gist, the thing that's just cerebral, we all can get it, is how to attract free money. How to get paid just for showing up. Who likes free money? Man, I don't believe y'all. I saw like half the hands going, who doesn't want free money? Let's try that way. Who don't want free money? Thank you, y'all. Okay, so everyone here understands the value of free money. There's nothing wrong with free money. There's no negative stigma connotation on free money. Hell, give it to me, I'll take it. What are some examples? I just want to kind of engage you guys a little bit. Can someone give me some examples of what they consider free money?
A grant.
A grant. Okay. That is free money. But you got to do some work for it. You got to write up a lot of grant shit. You got to pay someone to do it for you. So it's not technically free, but when you get it, then it is free. Any other examples of free money?
Press.
Who?
Press.
Press. That could be free money. Free publicity, which could end up being money, but like free, legitimate, make it rain on me money.
You have a rich family.
Rich family. And a gift. Okay. These are all examples. We can go on and on and on. You got welfare. We've got lottery. All these things are quote unquote free money. One of the ones that we're very familiar with in business are referrals. We do a good job today. We wake up in the morning and someone calls us and don't expect the call, and they got some money for us. It's free money. That's amazing. But it's still not getting paid just for showing up. There's something you had to do first in order to get this free money. So it don't really count. What I want to talk about is money you get paid just for showing up. Don't have to do anything for it. Just make it. Before we jump into that, I want to tell a little story. So I grew up a very displaced child. I was born overseas. I was born in Germany. Stayed over there until I was about 6. I'm the oldest of 4. Very shy, very nerdy. You guys can tell I'm so shy. But we moved around a lot. So I think by the time I finished high school, I may have gone to 12 different schools. So it's a lot of bouncing around, which means didn't make a whole lot of friends, spent a lot of time by myself, reading and drawing and doing introverted things that we introverts tend to do. And what happened is, being very smart early on, you know, you find that it's like it's your value, you know. I was really, really, really smart. So when you're in elementary school, that's a cool thing. Everyone's like, wow, this kid's smart. Teachers pay attention, other students, they want you to tutor them. It's a cool thing. You feel some power in being smart. Well, then as you get a little bit older, like middle school, you realize that power doesn't really work as well. Now that power is getting you beat up, and it's, you know, you're not eating lunch every day because someone's taking your shit. So that was kind of my reality. So at 13, I just had to make this conscious effort to switch my branding. I understood my branding represented the wrong thing. I represented victim. Beat this kid up. Ugh, don't talk to me. That was my branding. That was the value I was bringing to my market. So at 13, not knowing anything about business, I said, okay, I need to attract a different market. I need to do things a little bit differently. So I happened to have a girl who I tutored who was very popular, really pretty, had the biggest crush on her. And I just got her to school me. Like, what does it take for me to attract pretty girls? That's all I wanted. You know, at the end of the day, we're talking about business. I'm gonna take it back. Because at the end of the day, all we want to do, we want to achieve a goal. My goal at that time was pretty girls. I didn't care about money. Girls, that was all the money I needed. So how do I get pretty girls to look at me? We were talking about this earlier. He's over there on the phone. Never mind. How do I get the pretty girls to look at me the way they look at the ball players? That was my big question. You know, and this is a nerdy kid, the second worst dressed kid in my school. Even in that competition, I was losing. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even win that one. You know, so I just had a loser mentality all the way around. So how does this kid become something different in a very short period of time? So we went through this list of characteristics of traits: be a ball player, be a badass, drive a car, get taller, all these things that, you know what I'm saying, it's just not gonna happen. And at the end of the conversation, she says, well, I gotta say, if you dressed better, pretty girls might find you more attractive. Well, my initial question I posed was, how do I attract pretty girls? If you dress better, pretty girls will find you more attractive. It's like the same statement. So that was it, that was my answer. So I threw myself into figuring this thing out at 13, learning how to sew, studying fashion, learning what not to do, color psychology, tailoring, the whole nine, and just teaching it to myself. So I told you guys I moved around a lot. So 13, we're in Little Rock. At 15, my dad gets a job, he gets a new job in Memphis, Tennessee. Sweet. So we're moving again. Yeah, way to go. I made some friends. Now I got to get rid of all of them. So we're going to this new city, brand new high school. I'm 15 years old. I don't know anyone there. I should be frightened. I should be terrified. But I had been teaching myself some branding concepts. So I had so much confidence. I just knew I was going to wear it out. I learned a certain skill set. I attained some superpowers that I didn't have before. So go to this new school, first day of school, step in. I don't even want to tell you what I was wearing because it was just way too fresh. You won't understand. But I cemented my brand value. I became branded as the well-dressed kid. From being the worst-dressed kid, the nerdy kid, this kid's ass, to the best-dressed kid. All the pretty girls are attracted to the best-dressed kid now. So in 2 years, just this little, experiment, it worked, And looking back on it now, all I've done was subconscious branding. I had branded myself a certain way. They didn't know anything about me. Nothing else changed. I'm still in AP classes. I'm still a nerd, you know, for all intents and purposes, but I branded myself a certain way. And now you look, it's like, shit, I need to be cool with that kid. He's pretty popular. He got it going on. So I got everything I wanted through subconscious branding. Now, fast forward 20 some odd years, now we're in the business environment, now we're making money. It's the same rules apply. I got a customer base that I need to attract. If I attract them, I don't get the pretty girls. I mean, I still get the pretty girls, but that's not what I'm going after. Now I get the pretty customers. Now I get the pretty clientele, I get the pretty bank account, I get the pretty office. But you still got to employ a little bit of subconscious branding. You don't have to. Again, I'm saying this is the free money. We all work for money. Every day, but you go out and you do something every day to make sure that your audience knows who you are. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually.
You do something every day to make sure your audience knows who you are? Every day? No? You gotta do something every day. But these are the things we're supposed to do. We're supposed to go out, we're supposed to send emails, be on the phone, blah, blah, blah. But what about the free money? The money that falls in your lap? The money where you just show up and you walk off and get paid. All right, my business model right now, 20% of my revenue is free money. It's money I didn't expect to make. I just go somewhere, I show up, I subconsciously brand myself a certain way, and that equals revenue. So I want to go over what these things are. Everyone here can do it. You know, it's not like only limited to me and my audience and my industry. If you're an accountant, you can do it. If you're a janitor, you can do it. It's just thinking outside the box and figuring out how to do this properly. So I got 5, there might be more, but I simplified it. 5 steps to effective subconscious branding. First one is you gotta know your audience. It's really difficult to brand yourself. You don't know who you're branding yourself to. At 13, I knew my audience was pretty girls. That was it. It wasn't the guys, wasn't the night. It was the pretty popular girls. I had a very specific honed in audience. So I knew who they were. I knew who they were. I knew where they were. I knew where they hung out. I knew what organizations they were in. It sounds kind of creepy now. But it was cool. And I also knew their needs. You got to know your audience. These are people that have specific needs that we can all address. If you can properly address the needs of your audience, you express value, then it equals a sale sometimes. So know your audience, know who they are, know where they're congregated, know what they need. Again, for me it was girls. So I knew I needed to change my branding to attract girls. By attracting girls, I'm gonna attract the popular guys, because they don't want to mess with the kid that's got all the girls. They need to be close to that kid, so they can siphon off some ones that I can't handle. Can't handle all the girls. But you know, we see this all the time. Know your audience. Know your audience. If you go in the, I don't know how many of us go through the black communities, but you know your audience. How many fast food, liquor joints and churches will you see in the black community? Shit, every block. You're gonna see multiple on every single block. They know their audience. They know that the community really values religion and a good time and food. So you play to that audience. So the first thing you do is know who your audience is. Now, some of y'all trying to work hard for your money. I'm trying to get paid just for showing up. That's it. Step number 2, know the value that you present to your audience. You know, just knowing your audience is not quite enough. You know, you gotta know what they want, but why do you give a shit about you? Why do you matter? You know? If I'm 6 feet tall, I'm kind of tall, but I'm slim. If I'm wearing a police uniform, we were just talking about this. If I'm wearing a police uniform, I have a certain value. You look at me and you would think, police uniform is a safe guy. You know, I'm safe around this guy. Yeah. So if you're being chased down the street by some guys, give me your purse, and they're coming after you, give me your purse, and you see me just chilling on my phone in a cop uniform, what are you gonna do? Sir, help. No one else, you're not gonna ask anyone else for help. But the guy that weighs 150 pounds. Why is that? Because you've seen the value I bring to the market. You say his value is this, my needs are this, they match. Let's move forward. My whole deal in junior high and high school was I knew my audience, and I also knew the value I brought to the market. If I'm well dressed, then I become popular. So by these pretty girls attaching themselves to the ball player, you notice in high school, when a girl's dating a ball player and he loses the championship, what happens shortly after? Huh?
They're not dating anymore.
He loses the girl, yeah, right. His value, he doesn't have any value anymore. Who cares? Bro, you lost, you lose it. So by knowing my value, if I do this properly, I'll become popular. I'll become attractive to the market. More pretty girls are gonna like me, so all the pretty girls wanna be in line. You know, it's a weird thing, but I figured it out and I worked it. It worked to my advantage. And even still, in knowing your value, you can have a certain value and be in the wrong audience, and it doesn't matter. You can be Superman. Go to Krypton, see what happens. You know, you got all the powers in the world, but you go where the audience does not see the value in what you do, and it's for nothing. So you got to know your audience. You got to know the value that you bring to your audience. I don't think anyone in here hears me because everyone's very quiet. I'm trying to get paid just for showing up. That's it. That's all I want to do. Get paid for showing up. Number 3, got to identify noise. There's always noise. It's buzzing. It's noise. It's noise. What is noise? Noise is competition. You know, I keep picking on you. It's because I like your dress. What is it that you do?
I'm a student
You're a student. You're a student where?
at Fiddle.
At Fiddle. What are you studying?
Fashion design.
That's a tough question. Okay, so let's say that we were in here having a conversation about being a student at Fiddle. If there were more students, if everyone here at this table were students at Fiddle, and everyone's having the same conversation, that's called noise. Your voice is not distinct. It sounds like noise. If I'm in a cafe and I'm trying to have a conversation with you, and everyone around me is trying to have a conversation with everyone around me, it sounds like noise. It sounds like a bunch of buzzing, like bees. So it's annoying. You got to find a way to break through the noise. All right? So noise is just competition. And everyone has competition. A lot of times we say, oh man, I do something cool. I ain't got no competition. It's bullshit. Everyone has competition. You could make paper, you could be a printer, you can make these sockets. There's somebody else that's vying for the same customer that you're vying for. So you have to know your audience, you got to know the value you bring to the table, you got to know who your competition is. You got to know what noise they present. But you got to, step number 4, you got to break through that noise. You know, you got to find out like, how are they not willing to compete? What noise are they not willing to make? If everybody's making noise and I hold up a sign that says the point I'm trying to articulate, you get my point. If I just say that while saying it, you lose my point. So you got to find ways to break through the noise of our competition. And that's basically, it's just being the black sheep, doing the opposite. For me, for instance, I'm a tailor. So I know my industry, I know my client, I know my competition. A lot of my competition, they're older gentlemen. You know, they're gonna be in their 50s, if not older, which means they probably have a family, they got a wife that's gonna be on their back if they're out past 6 o'clock. You know, they might have children, it's all kind of things. They have rules, they have certain ways that they probably cannot conduct themselves. I don't have any rules. So if I can find where they can't compete, and I can go in there and I can compete and take that over, it's called domination. You know, I've broken through the noise. So if I go to Mastro's at 9 o'clock tonight, in a double-breasted jacket and a tape measure, and I'm chilling, there's a very good chance I'm gonna come across some of my audience who's gonna understand my value without the presence of noise. So I'm already kicking ass. I'm kicking so much ass right now. Because I'm not like, hey, how you doing? Hey man, you know, my name is such and such. Do you need a, you don't know who I am. You have no, you don't have a need for my service, you know? So, finding the simple things that people aren't willing to do. Everyone wants to do the complex thing. I want to do a bigger ad. I want to do this big market push, and that's great. But there's some things that we can all do right now. Like today, before everyone leaves, we can probably go somewhere and impact our market. If someone we're going to come in contact with, it's like, oh damn, you do this, that's pretty cool. Didn't know I was going to meet you, wasn't expecting to, but now there's a good chance I might do some business with you, or someone I know. might do some business with you. Break through the noise. Once you find out how to identify your audience, express your value, identify your noise, your competition, find out how you can break through that, all you gotta do is find your tape measure. Find your tape measure. Find that subliminal. Find the subconscious. I keep talking about like the police officer, you know, the doctor. If you see someone in scrubs, if you see somebody in scrubs and you just fell and you hurt yourself, you bleed. Oh shit, I am wide open right now. And you're wearing scrubs. I'm gonna come and ask you for some help. Why? I've been programmed to identify and associate scrubs with, you can help me. You can stitch me up right now. You're probably scared of blood. Like you see blood, you might pass out. I don't know that. I've been programmed to think that you can solve my problem. I've been programmed to think a police officer equals safety, a cop equals, same thing, safety, a doctor equals health and well-being. We used to go to these spots in Memphis, and these girls, it's not so subconscious because it's branded, but girls would show up with like a Red Bull fridge on their back. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's like a little mini fridge. But they show up, and you know, it's late at night, you doing your thing, you chilling, and all of a sudden, like, damn, I want some Red Bull. You know, I wasn't thinking about it before. Now, damn, I really want some Red Bull. And what's gonna happen is they don't have to come up to me and say, hey, sir, how are you? I'm selling Red Bull. Would you like some Red Bull? I'm gonna walk up to them like, hey, see, you got some Red Bull. Can I get one of those? Now, whether they give it to me for free or I gotta buy it, what happened is they got paid just for showing up. Like now, you know what I'm saying? I know it's been kind of long to get to the point, but when you can communicate your value without speaking, then you're gonna start getting some of this rainfall money. All right, when I show up and I got on the tape measure, and you know that you might need a tailor, you're 20 feet from me. I'm not paying no attention to you, but you've seen me. I've already expressed my value, and you've identified your need. You walk up to me, you say, excuse me, sir, I noticed you have on a tape measure. Are you a tailor? Why, yes, Jeeves, I am.
Best in the country.
Why, yes, I am. I'm pretty amazing at that. All right? So, you know, we're all marketers, we're all business people. We know cold leads, warm leads, hot leads. And there's some hot leads. When someone walks up to you, what do you do? Or do you do this thing that I think that you might do? Yeah, absolutely. You did the coolest thing for anyone in business. You initiated a business conversation. That's it. All I gotta do is be able to follow through. You've already said, man, look, I'm at a point right now where I'm gonna either give you some business, learn more about your business, or tell somebody I know about your business if you've got a worthwhile conversation to have. If you can fire back when I ask about what you do and tell me something that's gonna, again, communicate that value, then you win. So I wear this, and when I have conversations with people, I'll be sure to kind of interject. Man, I like those shoes, man. Those are some dope shoes. Where do you get those?
I got these for my job.
Okay.
Recreation.
That's a slick brand, man. That's dope. See, your clothes cool too. How your clothes fit?
Alright, pretty well.
Everything good?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, look, it's good talking to you. I'll see you next time. How your clothes fit? You know, the simple shit. You know, tape measure, how your clothes fit in either at the beginning, the middle, or the end of conversations. If every time I see you, I slap you in the forehead. What's going on, man? How you doing? Pop. Like, damn, what the hell, man? Why you hitting me in the forehead? I don't know what you're talking about. You just hit me in my forehead. No, I didn't. The next time you see me, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Pop. Dude, what the? Why you keep hitting me? I don't know what you're talking about. The third time I see you, what's gonna happen? Man, yeah, right. Or you gonna put your hand up. I branded, it's not so subconscious because I hit you twice. But even still, on the third run, it's subconsciously programmed that I'm gonna probably hit you in the forehead. So, hit them in the forehead. That's it. It's all about just finding ways to hit people in their forehead. After this is all done, you know, we can kind of spitball a bit. Because I talk to people a lot of times, usually my clients, about how they can, where's their tape measure? Where's their thing that when they're just out in public, they can meet someone and immediately engage them, not about little trivial things. Oh, how's the news? How's the weather? Hey, how's the business? I noticed that, are you in, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are these conversation starters? Someone's in real estate, and they're well dressed, which by the way, being well dressed is it's one of those things that shows I take what I do very seriously. So that's already going to kind of elevate you a little bit. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. You're an accountant, you're a well-dressed accountant, you have more social value than a poorly dressed accountant. So that's paramount. But if I'm around, you know, if I see a real estate cat, he's well-dressed, and he turns and he's got like a Nest Seekers Excellence pin on his lapel. Well, I already know that he's professional. He takes what he does very seriously. What does he do? Damn, he does real estate. He hasn't said anything to me, but I know he does real estate, and I bet he does it well. Hey, by the way, I've got a house I'm thinking about putting on the market. I see you're in real estate. Can we have a conversation? You just got free money, just for showing up and for subliminally, subconsciously communicating what he does. So there's a way, again, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, I don't know what everyone does, but there are always ways for us to express our value without having to open up our mouths and have a conversation with every person. It would take forever. If I would go around this entire room, I mean, everyone knows what I do now, you know? But if I were trying to go around this entire room and just cold call everybody, and half y'all be gone before I got a chance to reach you. But if I'm presented in a certain way, I'm gonna catch the ones that really need my services. So, I just want to finish this off. Again, 20%, you know, I don't know what that means for a lot of you, but 20% can be a huge piece of business. And it may not be 20 for everybody, it may be a little bit less, but free money is free money. So all of us are very hard workers, we all do something very cool, but if we can find a way to tap into that little bit of unknown, I mean, all it does is just takes our business further, takes our bottom line further, and just helps us out in the long run. So I encourage each of you, you know, again, we'll open the floor for a few minutes, kind of spitball a little bit, and just play around and see how can you express what you do without me having a conversation with you. 3 guesses, maybe I can have an idea of what your industry is and how you might be able to help solve my problem. So that's it. My name is Rich Freshman. I'm Lee Taylor. This conversation is all about getting that free money. That's it. Getting paid for showing up. All right. Questions, answers, all that jazz. Go for it.
When's your next event?
My next event, I've got one in San Diego for April 29th. I'm doing another one here, but I don't have the date set yet. It's going to be based on when your clothes come back in. I've got a number of clients that came to my last event, so I'm going to build my next event around everyone's things coming in, so we can see some of this social proof. The guys actually wearing their superhero attire. That's what I call it, because it makes you fly. So April 29th in San Diego, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know when in LA. Next question.
Touch on talk about getting paid just for showing.
Who?
When you talk about getting paid just for showing, that concept. But talk a little bit, if you would, about kind of the intrinsic value of what like your backup is. Like for example, like if people see you and they're impressed by you, and you hand them a business card, and then they go and they do their research. How important that is also. It's like, okay, yeah, cool, you got everybody's attention, it's great. How important is that back end by illustrating your particular background? I don't know, just want you to brag for a minute.
Okay, I'm gonna brag for a minute. No, it's important. It's not 100%. You know, it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that immediate value that someone perceives. Whether they can go online, they can find you. If you don't have a website or anything, but in meeting you, I said to myself, like, damn, I don't know what this person does. I mean, how many times have we bought something from someone who doesn't have a website, doesn't have social media presence? They're just good at what they do. You know, wow, I love this painting. Let me look and see how many followers you got on Instagram. I don't give a shit. You know, we like what we see. We give it value. You know, when the value exceeds the cost, consumers will open their pockets. So show more value than it's going to cost someone, and start getting that bank. But it is important to have it. It's not the most important thing, but it is important, because if someone goes and they check and they see that you've done great work for other people that they aspire to, then again, you've cemented that value. Any other questions?
I think in the interest of time, we'll do some more Q&A with both of you guys.
Okay.
at the very end. I think that'd probably be a good way to go. Because you were telling there was a story that we were talking about over there. I'd love for you to tell everyone about that.
Yeah,
towards
tell
the
me
end.
that story again.
The one where we told you that glow.
Oh, that
Yeah,
one.
We'll do that. We'll do that at the end because I think he's got a good one as well. That'll be a good way to cap it.
Okay, we got some good glowing stories afterwards. And then, again, think of some, tell me some of your industries and we can just kind of, play around and come up with some cool concepts. Especially you, because you've been like engaged. You've been in the zone. I can't wait to hear what you do.
One thing I'd like to point out, just because we had some amazing conversations with both our speakers tonight, our next speaker kind of segues perfectly into what Rich has been talking about branding and that self-confidence that he lacked when he was younger, but he eventually was able to develop. And that's something that's not necessarily you're born with, that's something you can develop. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and let Chase introduce our next speaker. Can we give Rich a round of
Rich Freshman, please.
So whenever you introduce speakers, you're always like thinking about like, okay, what am I going to say, and what's some stuff that I can